freaking mosquito. Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I thought today I would tell you why I'm starting a YouTube channel in 2021. And I know, I'm always late for the party. So in my last video or podcast, I went over my recent career change and why I decided to finally pursue my dream job of becoming a videographer at the age of 28. But if you haven't watched it, I'm going to put the pop-up card somewhere, so see if you can spot it. And if that's the story you would like to hear, go and give it a watch. But if you did watch it, you'd know that I'm now a full-time videographer. And you might be thinking, well, if you're a full-time videographer, why do YouTube as well? But the answer, unfortunately, isn't a straightforward one. There are many reasons behind this decision, but I will go over the three main ones. So let me start by saying that since I can remember, I've always been someone who constantly needs to be working on a project or thinking about my next big project. That's just how my mind works. And I've found that whenever I'm not investing time in those things, I kind of get fidgety, I get unmotivated, and I think some people would even say I get quite anxious. So to fight that, basically, I am constantly on the lookout for the next thing to invest time in. And to be honest, that kind of keeps me out of trouble, so I'm not complaining about it. But that's the first reason. The second main reason is creative freedom. Just because I work as a videographer doesn't mean that I'm constantly filming or videoing what I want, whenever I want, the way I want to film it. And having a YouTube channel kind of gives me that freedom back. So it means that I can concentrate on the stories that I really, me personally, that I want to tell the way I want to tell them and whenever I want to tell them. So it kind of gives me the opportunity to express myself the way I want to express myself, if that makes sense. And the third and most complicated reason is that by doing this, it gives me the opportunity to be serious. Serious? I mean, more serious, but not that serious. Serious? Seriously? It's fine. Let me explain. So if you were to ask anyone that knows me the last time they had a proper serious conversation with me, they would probably turn around and say, never. And that is something that really bothers me. But to be honest, it is self-inflicted. I think I involuntarily create that idea that I couldn't possibly have a serious conversation. And I don't know if it's some kind of like social anxiety or pride or some kind of mental empathy mechanism that happens in my brain. But don't get me wrong though, I don't spend like an entire conversation like cracking jokes or being funny in every single conversation I have with someone. But I've noticed like I do struggle with like one-to-one conversations, and this kind of like gives me an opportunity to just sit down for like 7-8 minutes and just have like a more serious moment. And I don't know, who knows, like maybe just by doing this it'll kind of help me as well in like those one-to-one conversations that I seem to struggle with sometimes. I think most times what happens is I'm so overconscious about worrying people because for the past 10 years I've tried so hard to not have a serious conversation or really serious conversation with like my parents, my family and my friends back home, because it really would upset me if I worried them for some reason and they like 2,000 miles away from me and they can't really do anything about it. So I think I'm always overconscious about that, and obviously I've been doing that for like 10 years now. So perhaps what happens is I then apply that automatic mechanism that I use for my family and friends, and I apply it to most conversations that I have, which is quite annoying frankly. But I can be serious, I kind of choose not to. I mean, it could be worse. You know, everyone has so many like serious things going on in their life. You kind of don't need someone else to be serious with you all the time, constantly. Obviously, you don't have to go to the extent that I go, but maybe I'm over exaggerating, I don't know. But, you know, everything is so serious nowadays that sometimes you just don't need someone else. You know, you got enough serious stuff going on and you don't need your friends to come along and be like, constantly. So yeah. But I mean, don't leave me feeling awkward now. Let me know if there's any like bits of your personality that you do struggle with. Just write them down below. But I think that's probably enough for today. But yeah, those are the three main reasons why I'm starting a YouTube channel. One, I kind of need a project to keep me entertained. Two, I love telling stories and I kind of want to tell stories the way I want to tell stories. And three, this allows me to have 7-8 minutes with you guys and have a proper decent conversation. And maybe it doesn't feel like a conversation for you because I'm basically talking to a camera, but this is helping me in so many ways. You know, I started this YouTube channel. If you go back to the first video, you can go and watch it, by saying that I felt awkward talking to a camera, and now like this is the third video and I feel like I already feel a bit more confident about it. But yeah, that was all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao. Beijinhos.